Design your life? A purposeful journey. Happiness is not something we wait for. It is something we plant. Every seed of gratitude, kindness, and growth can create a better tomorrow. True happiness is not found in rare moments, but in the daily choices we make. When we plant such seeds, life gradually rewards us with joy. Jim Rohn once said, "Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present." And the question for each of us is, what seeds are you planting today? One of the first seeds is gratitude. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough. Instead of saying, "I only have a small house," we can say, "I'm thankful I have a home." Gratitude helps us build resilience in challenges, see opportunities instead of obstacles, and deepen our relationships. As Oprah reminded us, be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. But seeds don't grow by themselves. They need the gardener's hand, and the tool of the gardener is discipline. Discipline is the foundation of every achievement. Without it, dreams remain wishes. With it, wishes become reality. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Waking up an hour earlier, reading 10 pages a day, saving 10% of your income. Small acts like these accumulate into a strong and bright future. Jim Rohn called discipline the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Yet even with discipline, many live heavily under the weight of approval. We try to prove ourselves for applause, but the more we prove, the emptier we feel. Freedom begins when we stop living for recognition and start living for purpose. Brené Brown reminds us authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Letting go of proving brings us peace, confidence, and the courage to move forward. Living authentically is the next step. When our actions reflect our values, we walk with peace and strength. Authenticity does not require perfection. It requires honesty. If family is your core value, you will choose time with them over hollow recognition at work. If health is your priority, you'll turn off your phone at night and rest early instead of scrolling for hours. Authenticity gives us the courage to be different, attracts those aligned with our truth, and builds lasting relationships. But authenticity and gratitude must be paired with another foundation: confidence. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build daily. It begins by keeping promises to ourselves, waking up when we said we would, showing up when we committed. Each promise kept builds self-trust. Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Confidence, in turn, leads us to the door of change. Change often frightens us, but without it, there is no growth. Steve Jobs once shared, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." Fear is not a barrier but a signal that we are standing at the edge of growth. Those who dare to embrace discomfort step into a wider future. And change does not only transform us, it inspires others. A parent who breaks a bad habit not only improves their own life, but sets an example for their children. This brings us to another truth. Life is not measured by what we keep, but by what we give. Gandhi once said, The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Love makes life meaningful, and contribution turns it into legacy. Love and contribution help us look ahead and ask, how do we want to design our future? The future is not a place we stumble into, it is something we create. Jim Rohn reminded us, the future is not something you enter. The future is something you create. Today's habits are the blueprints of tomorrow. Writing 500 words a day becomes a book in a year. Saving consistently becomes freedom in a decade. The future is not an accident, it is design. But every design will be tested by life's struggles. Struggles are not interruptions, they are part of the blueprint of growth. Thomas Edison failed more than 1,000 times before creating the light bulb, yet he said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Adversity is our greatest teacher. It builds strength, shapes perspective, awakens creativity, and reveals purpose. At last, we realize that happiness begins with seeds, but seeds cannot grow without discipline. Discipline gives us strength. Authenticity sets us free. Gratitude opens our hearts. Confidence builds our foundation. Change leads to transformation. Love and contribution give meaning. Designing the future gives us vision. And struggles grant us wisdom. Jim Rohn taught, either you run the day or the day runs you. And when we choose to run the day, we choose to design our life. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. Every story, every reflection is not just words. It is a seed for us to plant in our own lives. If today's audiobook brought you inspiration, strength, or even a small smile, please help me spread these seeds further. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. Your support gives me the energy to create more meaningful books and stories that can inspire, guide, and bring hope to all of us. Stay tuned, many more inspiring books are coming, filled with lessons, emotions, and wisdom you won't want to miss. Remember, together, we are not just listening to words, we are designing a life of purpose.